The real secret behind Made in China, why you can't escape it. Have you ever wondered why Made in China products are everywhere, in every country, on every corner of the globe? Is it really just about low prices and fast turnaround? Or is there a deeper, often overlooked, and truly irreplicable advantage hidden beneath the surface? The real secret lies in an uncopyable super system, a complete industrial closed loop that integrates parts production, finished product assembly, and logistics distribution, all within the same geographic area. Today, I'm going to break down the 4 core reasons why China has cemented its position as the world's factory, and why its industrial clusters hold an unmatched competitive edge globally. 1. High-density industrial clusters have lowered the barrier to sourcing to the extreme. In the US or Europe, launching a product is like assembling a Lego set across different locations. Core parts are molded in one state, casing production happens in another country, and even a basic assembly plant can be thousands of kilometers away. Just the coordination and material turnover alone consume massive amounts of time and money. But in China, this logic is completely flipped. Take a walk through Shenzhen's Huitianbai Electronics Market, Yiwu's small commodity distribution center, or Foshan's furniture industrial belt, and you'll find the mind-blowing fact: every link in the industrial chain, from upstream raw material suppliers and parts processors, to midstream mold workshops and assembly factories, to downstream packaging services and logistics channels, is concentrated within a 1-kilometer radius. This extreme density delivers 3 game-changing advantages: exponentially faster product iteration, ultra-low communication costs between upstream and downstream, nearly zero trial and error costs for new products. Often, just walking a few blocks is all it takes to solve 80% of your supply chain needs, something that would take companies in other countries months to figure out. This kind of high-density, full-chain industrial loop simply doesn't exist in most parts of the world. And that is the most irreplicable barrier protecting Made in China. So remember this: the higher the industrial density, the faster the response and the stronger the flexibility. This is China's unique advantage, and no one can take it away. 2. When sourcing in China, the key is not finding a factory, it's picking the right city. This is the most critical point that most overseas buyers get backwards, yet it directly determines the success or failure of your sourcing trip. Unlike other countries where production capacity is scattered across individual enterprises, China's manufacturing landscape is vertically organized by city. Pick the right industrial city for your product category, and reliable factories with complete support systems will naturally be at your fingertips. Across China, there are over 2,000 mature vertical industrial clusters, covering dozens of specific industries, from daily consumer goods and home appliances to high-end precision manufacturing and electronics. For almost any product category you can think of, there's an exclusive industrial capital. Let's look at some intuitive examples. Sanxi Electronics. Head straight to Shenzhen. Knitted Hosiery. Go to Zhuji. Auto Parts. Log in Wanzhou. Whole house furniture. Foshan is your top choice. Daily small commodities. Yiwu is your home base. In China, as long as you pick the right city for your product, you'll never struggle to find a high-quality factory that fits your needs. This is one of the most unique advantages of the Chinese sourcing market. 3. The foundation supporting Made in China is decades of deep investment in infrastructure. Many people who have never been to China simply can't imagine how transformative complete infrastructure can be for an entire industry. China's high-speed rail is not just a convenient travel tool, it's the supply chain backbone that connects industrial belts across the country, cutting cross-city material transit from days to hours. China's ports consistently dominate the list of the world's top 10 busiest ports, with loading efficiency and customs clearance speeds ranking among the best globally. The extensive highway network, like capillaries, covers every manufacturing city, enabling a large-scale, low-cost, highly efficient logistics system. And then there's the power supply, what factories value most. It has extremely high stability in China. Power outages and production shutdowns are the biggest nightmares for factories around the world, yet this situation rarely occurs in China's manufacturing cities. Many countries lose their competitiveness not on the big stage, but in these invisible infrastructure details, little by little. Infrastructure is the foundation of industrial development, and China has been deepening and upgrading this foundation for more than 2 decades. Let me give you a compelling example, the Yangluo hydropower station, built at nearly 3,000 meters above sea level on a plateau with extremely steep terrain. The construction difficulty is comparable to building an industrial city on the edge of a cliff. Anyone who's visited the site will be awestruck. Dozens of kilometers of mountain tunnels, large-scale engineering equipment, and 24/7 operations, all in an environment with almost no flat land. Why does this matter? Because it proves that China's infrastructure capacity is world-class. If a country can build one of the world's most difficult hydropower stations at the foot of the Himalayas, there's no question about its ability to build ports, highways, and industrial parks on flat land. The 4 biggest pain points for manufacturing, power outages, traffic disruptions, poor logistics, and inefficient ports, are not only perfectly solved in China, they become boosters for the accelerated development of Made in China. So the often cited cheap labor is never the core competitiveness of Made in China. What truly sets it apart is this irreplaceable infrastructure system. For a massive, sophisticated domestic market creates a powerful feedback loop. China is no longer just the world's factory, it is now the world's largest consumer market for many product categories. This changes everything. Factories in China aren't just building to someone else's specifications, they are constantly iterating and innovating to meet the demands of hundreds of millions of local consumers. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Intense competition in the domestic market forces factories to improve quality, lower costs, and innovate faster. By the time a product is exported, it has already been battle-tested in one of the most demanding markets on earth. This domestic dynamism is an advantage that purely export-based manufacturing hubs, like Vietnam or Bangladesh, can never replicate. It also means that Chinese factories are more agile, more attuned to trends, and more capable of rapid iteration. They're not just making what you asked for, they're constantly developing new products based on real-time feedback from a massive local customer base. This gives global buyers access to a pipeline of innovation that simply doesn't exist elsewhere. 5. An innate drive for efficiency and execution takes supply chain speed to the next level. The world-class efficiency of China's supply chain comes half from its complete industrial system, and the other half from the drive of its people. Let me walk you through a real daily scene in a Shenzhen factory. You're in a small to medium Bluetooth earphone factory, and the owner casually mentions that a certain colorway has been selling like crazy. The manager next to him immediately chimes in, "Boss, I'll have samples of the new color ready this afternoon and get it straight into production." In any other country, this would mean a tedious process, design review, material procurement, production scheduling, sample assembly, at least 1 to 2 weeks. But in Shenzhen, the speed is mind-blowing. At 11 a.m., you suggest to the owner, "Can we make a new dark blue version and get a sample today?" The owner looks up without hesitation, "No problem. I'll call the painting shop, they can have it to you this afternoon." What happens next is nothing short of magic. The casing supplier delivers materials in 5 minutes on an electric scooter. The painting shop is just 1 street over. The packaging service provider locks in requirements in 10 minutes. The production line adjusts parameters on the spot. Entire chain coordination happens with a single Wechat message. By 2 p.m., the sample of the new colorway is in your hands. By 4 p.m., it's in mass production. By 7 p.m., you finished shooting product photos and are preparing to list it on your cross-border store. This isn't a rush job done with overtime, it's just the normal daily pace of this industrial ecosystem. When a country has a high-density full industrial chain, flexible and efficient practitioners, stable world-class infrastructure, a massive domestic market driving innovation, and an ingrained culture of efficiency, its manufacturing development doesn't move step by step. It achieves leapfrog growth. This is the unique resilience and explosive power of Made in China. Final thoughts. At the end of the day, the global competitiveness of Made in China never comes from a single advantage. It comes from a complete, interlocking system, vertically specialized city clusters, high-density full industrial chains, world-class infrastructure, a massive and demanding domestic market, and millions of fast-responding practitioners. Together, they build the world's most complete and most irreplicable industrial ecosystem. That's why you can see Made in China everywhere you go, in every country, in every corner of the globe. If you want to learn more tips for screening high-quality suppliers in China and master more efficient, lower-cost cross-border sourcing methods, welcome to follow my channel. I'm Leo, specializing in connecting global buyers with reliable, high-quality original factories in China. If you have any related questions, or want to dive deeper into the industrial clusters for a specific product category, feel free to leave a comment. I'll answer them all for you.